Welcome everybody and thank you for watching KNBSTV. I'm your host Tony Lewis. I have an interesting guest today. His name is Roy Billups. Roy, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Roy wrote a very interesting book called New Negro. What's going on? Tell us about it.
New Negro
Welcome.
is a book that I wrote based off of being a black man living in America and what it feels like to live in America as a black man. And when they used to call us niggers and Negroes, I said, well, I'm the new one. I'm the one that you're going to like, not the ones that you didn't like.
Okay. Now, what inspired you to write a book like this?
Basically, a lot going on in America, of course, when it comes to blacks being treated unfair in certain situations. A lot of it has to do with some of the police officers, but I can walk into an Asian store and be treated the same way.
Sure.
As if I'm gonna steal something when I walk through the door. And also just having racism so prevalent and so in your face all your life, you know, it's like, when are y'all gonna get us up? I mean, I think I'm happy that Martin Luther King's dream came true and little kids are playing with each other that are different races. So it definitely helps what's coming in the future. So it made me write about that because of what I went through in life being a black man in America.
Now, tell us a little bit about your background. I understand you grew up in an interesting neighborhood. You experienced both sides of life.
Yeah.
Right? So tell us about that.
So basically, I grew up in St. Louis. I lived in the Section 8 housing.
Okay.
In a place called Ellenwood Park. But I went to school where segregation was no longer at that point in time. They had to bus people over to these middle class and upper class schools. So I lived poor, but I went to a nice middle class or upper class high school.
You got yourself educated.
And I got myself educated.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
Very good.
Yeah.
You got a degree in art and in some technical thing that you said?
Yeah, I do a little technical background. I mean, it's good. Education is important. So that's how we get ahead.
Absolutely.
And the one thing that I tell everybody is, once you have the knowledge, nobody can take it from you.
Right.
It's yours now.
Absolutely.
You know, whether you pay for that knowledge with money, or somebody else pays for it with money for you, or you go to the library and you study. A degree is not necessarily a piece of paper. Mm-hmm. Education is free nowadays, especially with the internet.
Sure.
I mean,
sure.
And the public library, so anybody can educate themselves.
Absolutely.
You know, without the piece of paper, and be just as smart as the man with a 4-year degree or a 2-year degree.
Exactly. Now, getting back to the book, the highlights of your book. I understand that you mentioned a lot of the news channels and their biases.
Yeah.
Tell us about that. I know plenty of their bias.
Well, I mean, the thing is that I love television, I love radio, I love films, and I woke up during Black History Month this year, actually in February, and I was just searching all of the channels to find something that shows my culture, my history, and something that will educate our race, and something that says, you know what, we actually do care about black people. And you know, I didn't find anything like, say, oh, this cooking guy was on, I forgot what CBS, some channel or whatever, but every channel I turned on, there was nothing about really African American history. Or why not just show a black movie but something, you know?
At least for 5 seconds.
Yeah, give me something, you know what I mean? I'm waking up 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm looking for the newscast, the news channels to be talking about black history. Sure, they can't just talk about black history. Mm-hmm. And we can probably say I didn't miss a segment, but there's, you know, it could have been where I missed them talk about something. But for the most part, I did this for 28 days as a test. And I got nothing. Yeah. I was not excited at all.
You're not a happy camper at all.
Nah. I just felt like I didn't belong in America.
Okay.
And that they still don't really care about us. You know, you got LGBT, you have the women's rights activists going on, and I feel like more emphasis are put on them than about black people, period. But that's okay. I mean, it is what it is.
Okay. Now, in today's climate, and whenever anybody talks about a different race, because I understand you talk, in the book you reference Chinese people, white people, and so forth.
Yeah, correct.
I got to ask the question: does that make you a racist?
No, I'm not a racist. I mean, because I'm not talking about them in a negative way, or I'm not trying to destroy them, or I'm not saying I don't go talk to white. I got plenty of white friends. I got Hispanic friends. I mean, I know multiple languages, and but my thing is I'm not racist, but are they?
That's a good question.
I mean, I've had friends, so-called friends, let it slip out and call me a nigga. You know what I mean? And it's like, you know that's real derogatory.
Right.
And I could be racist if I wanted to at this point in time in life because I've experienced enough racism against me from several cultures that I should be jaded. But I took the hard route instead of the easy route. So I don't care what you did. I got things to do in my life. And it means to me, it's better for me not to hate you if you hate me because that shows that I'm bigger than you.
That's good.
So it also shows that this is what happens with this is what happened to some of my ancestors, that they took your beating, they took your not liking us, segregating us, putting us in colored only bathrooms, and making us not drink out of the same faucet or sit on the same bus, and they just got tired. They got tired of it, and they stood up for themselves.
Right.
So I am here doing the same thing. I'm just standing up for myself.
Good for you.
And still loving people as people, no matter what creed or what color you are or what race. Racism also exists in Africans not liking, now a lot of people don't know this, but African people don't, a lot of them, well, let me put it like this, not a lot. Let me say the ones that I've encountered, for the most part, I'll say 85%, 75% of the ones that I've encountered were racist against blacks in America. They say that we were lazy and that we didn't take education and take advantage of all of the things that America offers us. But see, they weren't living here.
Yeah.
So they don't know how hard it was.
Right.
But it's good now that some of them come here and they get to experience it because you ain't nothing but black to them.
Mm-hmm.
You might be African, you might have an education, but when it boils down to it, you are still nothing but a black man in America, no matter if you come from Africa or not. And so I'm glad that they're getting a chance to experience what's going on. And I must say, another thing is I'm sure some African American people, blacks in America, like the fact that some of the things that are going on with the Hispanic culture right now is taking a little bit of light away from them being so racist against us. That there's another culture that's being treated with racism, and it kind of lifts the burden of being black in America a little bit.
Well, I went through that myself. Coming from a different country, I had my share of that.
Yeah, so you understand.
In East Los Angeles. Okay. Now, tell me about Officer Shaw. He's a main part of your book.
Yeah.
I understand he was in charge of some police station or something?
Yeah, here in California, actually.
Okay.
And he was a police officer here in the California area, and he had applied for this position in Prosper, I believe it's Kentucky, but the city of the town was called Prosper.
Okay.
And so he got the job, and once he got there, they didn't know. The background check that they did was not thorough enough to understand that this man is a racist. Yeah, but his Facebook page showed that he was a racist. So it kind of took the town and the city by surprise. But I'm like, well, it's so bad because your name means prosper, to grow, to be something bigger than life itself. That's what prosper means to me. And so now you got this stain by this officer who was an adopted child, basically, because he comes from another state. And now you got to deal with an adopted child that was pretty bad.
Yeah, I can imagine. So what's your next project? Now that you've written this book, what's your next project?
I definitely do plays and I do script writing. Right now I'm kind of working on a movie called Goggles. We did some filming of the movie already. It's about a retired police officer who doesn't want to retire. Okay. And it's a country setting, so it has some comedy in it. It has some some drama, definitely. It has some, some of everything, and I'm excited about that. And then I have a couple plays that I've written, and I'm actually working on a book right now. It's called The Adventures of Jacob the Wonder Fish.
Okay.
So I'm excited to try to get that one published this year, if not by mid next year. But the book is very good. So
Excellent. Glad to hear
I'm
it.
excited.
So what's bringing you to Los Angeles?
Well, I got a job.
Okay.
So once I got that job here in Los Angeles, I was like, it just so happened with me loving the entertainment and I do music videos.
You were supposed to do acting now.
Yeah, I want to do acting and stuff like that. So it's kind of like, it's been my dream since I was a kid, but it just seemed like all the stars aligned for me. I got the job and it happened to be in LA, and I was like, okay, well, I'm closer now than I was before. Now I can go to Hollywood and
be a part of it.
Yeah, be a part of it, versus being all the way across the states and not being able to be so close to the industry. But like now I'm right here, and it's like I feel like it's an opportunity for me to see my dreams come true that I've dreamt since I was a kid.
Beautiful. You have plenty of opportunity to grow here in LA.
Yeah,
a lot of opportunities.
Yeah, I'm thinking so, but I do believe in any industry, you have to, if you're not invited in, you got to fight your way in.
Absolutely.
So I'm wondering, that's my only concern right now is, am I going to have to continue to fight to get in, or am I going to be invited in? And I got a feeling that I'm going to have to. When I say fight, I mean that means to relentlessly knock at the door until somebody opens it for you.
Perseverance pays off. Why
Yeah,
not?
yeah.
Now,
Same thing
my-
Rosa Parks did. She said, "I'm tired of sitting on. I'm tired. I don't want to move to the back of the bus.
Okay.
I'm sitting down."
Sure, sure.
Yeah, so,
Now tell us about how you're looking to affect the youth.
the youth are very important, and I don't think a lot of people understand that these are the same people when you get a little older.
Yeah.
Especially people in their 40s and 50s and late 30s. They don't understand that these are the people that's going to be ruling the country.
Right.
And who are going to play a significant role in how the country itself progresses.
Absolutely.
So
therein lies the future. And
therein lies the future, and these can't really.
You have to make an investment.
Yeah, so you have to make an investment in it. So
Absolutely.
like next week, I'll be volunteering at a prep school.
Nice.
Here in the Los Angeles area, and what we're going to be doing is teaching them how to interview properly, and what kind of clothing they should wear, and how to speak clearly and professionally. And so we're going to do mock interviews with them. We're going to record them and stuff like that, and do some playbacks with them. And so that's like, and it's cool because it's like 5 hours long, man. It's like you really get a chance to really work with the youth and do that. And in addition, I've been working with the youth through the NAACP.
Oh, nice.
With a thing called AXO, where AXO and NAACP, what they do is they send kids to a regional or a regional contest, and they can get scholarship funds from this. Well, I act as a judge, and sometimes I'll do videography as a judge, or I might do poetry, or I might do writing, script writing, whatever. So you have all of these talented youth that come and they have art, dance. I mean, they do all these categories. So you have a lot of us judges there. But, you get after they have 3 category rankings. You have a gold, a silver, and a bronze. Well, if you get the gold, then you go on to regional. But here's where the rubber meets the road.
Mm-hmm.
You can judge them and say, yes, you got the gold, but what happens before they go to the regional? Well, now you got to mentor them all the way. So it might be 30, 40, 60 days that you're mentoring these students to help them grow and be prepared for being at the regional and what the judges are looking for at the regional platform. So I really get to spend a lot of time with these youth. Garland High School in Texas is where that was occurring. And I usually fly back in, even like when I was in Oklahoma, I flew back in just to do that, and I would work with the students back and forth from Oklahoma. I would drive in and, turn around and go back.
Excellent. Now you're going to encourage them to go to college and stuff like that?
I would like for kids to go to college. I think it's important to go to college. If nothing else, it's the atmosphere of college that's good, as well as the education. But I do also believe that everybody is not meant for college.
That's true.
I mean, that's why they have technical schools.
Sure,
You
sure,
know,
sure.
some kids, they do better by learning with their hands on.
Mhm.
You know, that's why they have auto mechanic schools, stuff like that. Even though they're still schools, it's not like your traditional college. So it's like you don't know what's going to work for your child. And I think that as parents, as myself, I don't want to force my kids to go to college or like, you know, hey, you need to go, you got to go to college. That's the only way you can make it in this world or in America. That's not true.
Okay.
They can make it without a college degree. There's plenty of people who made it without college degrees. I will say this much: if you're not going to go to school, you can still educate yourself. Not only that, work hard. You're going to have to work harder.
With the access to the internet, it's easy.
It's easy. Yeah.
Now, if somebody wants to get a hold of you, buy the book, contact you for any reason, how can they do so?
They can get the book off of Amazon.
Okay.
They can get in contact with me through YouTube or Instagram. The tagline is New Negro. 2018, you'll see a set of double N's, so you always know it's me. So double N's, you'll see it on the book and everything. And you know, they can see a couple of my plays on YouTube under my name, Roy. It's not under New Negro for the plays, but it's under Roy. But that's how they can get in. They can DM me directly if they want.
Beautiful. Roy, any closing comments?
Yeah, you know, I just want I want America to know something, and I want the youth to know something. From America's standpoint, I want you to understand something. You have to take care of home first. We're not going anywhere. African American people are not going anywhere. Gay people, lesbians, you know, they're not going anywhere. You know, you have Hispanic people, they're not going anywhere. Take care of home and try to figure out a way to make it work, you know, for everybody. Pay more attention to the little guys instead of all of the big people that bring in the most money.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm here on ski. I mean, I'm here in LA and I see so much homeless and it's driving me crazy. You know, it's like, wow. You know, I did a documentary on that one time in Austin. I went to South by Southwest and I did a documentary on the homeless instead of doing the, I was supposed to be there for South by Southwest, but I ended up doing a documentary about the homeless because it really bothered me, you know.
Big problem here in LA.
Yeah, and it's huge here in LA. And so I just want America to start focusing on America.
Okay.
You know, on all races, all colors, all creeds, all nationalities, and all religions. Also, and then lastly, for the youth, I mean, it's just like I said, it's just, listen, life is hard. Don't quit, because the minute you quit, that next day could be your opportunity. You don't know if you take your life, what tomorrow is going to bring. So you haven't eaten, or you're not eating what you want to eat, or you're not living the way you want to live. I've been through that. I've done that. But it didn't stop me from continuing on. Don't look for the easy way out. Hard doesn't hurt you. It builds you. It builds your character. So you don't need to go out there and kill yourself. Don't do that. Give yourself a chance. If you take your life, you're not giving yourself a chance. Before you even know what can happen, trust me, I felt like that in my life where I wanted to take my own life. But you know what? I said, nah, life may be tough, life may be hard, but let me try this another day, okay? I promise you, it will get better. Trust me. I have no reason to lie to you. I sit up here today and I'm a published author. I'm on this guy here. I mean, how can you say that you know that if you take your life, that's the better way out? It's not. And then, lastly, stop trying to take other people's lives. If you're miserable and you don't like your own life, I tell you, don't take it out on other people. Other people don't deserve your misery. I know misery loves company, but you don't have a right to do that. Give yourself a chance as well, but definitely give other people a chance. It's nonsense. You have no right to take a life that you didn't do anything to it. You didn't add to it. All you did was take. So that means you're a selfish person. And I wish that you would not be that way, because everybody don't deserve what you feel like you want to do. So,
those are some beautiful closing comments.
thank you.
Pleasure having you here at the studios, Roy Billups.
Yes.
Wish you well on your projects.
Yeah,
and
thanks, man.
Thank you all for watching KNBSTV. This has been your host, Tony Lewis. Until next time. Bye-bye.